Hear me in the World Vibes Radio. Why they my use ya? Not take no talkie. Be careful of some places where you walk. Some no know God, them no read Bible. Then we shoot you down with them rifle. Do not bring no guns, come to town. It's World Vibes, tell them leave that at home. Them better bring love, come to town. It's I say spread the joy around. World Vibes Radio. I'm not taking this, you know. Let's go and teach your youths them. Play some good music. Educate them.
Yo, check this out. This is Anthony Cruz, and you don't know it's the Diaspora Connection featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans with Joshua. Keep it locked, man. Blaze it hot. Anthony Cruz to that.
Black people, keep your heads up. Emperor Selassie, I bless them. Burning fire never extinct. Simplicity we used to survive. Men find it difficult because they ignorant tonight. Simplicity we used to survive. Do what you doing properly. That's the way through life. Simplicity we used to survive. Men find it difficult. Black people, keep your heads up. Emperor Selassie, I bless them. Burning fire never extinct. Simplicity we used to survive. Men find it difficult because they ignorant tonight. Simplicity we used to survive. Do what you doing properly. That's the way through life. Simplicity we used to survive. Men find it difficult because they ignorant tonight. Simplicity we used to survive. Children, open up your eyes. It's not the one bag of vanity narding, animosity narding, hypocrisy nor democracy. It's nothing, laba laba narding, but stabba nado, vampire, evil, lost desire. It's just a meditation of my heart, pure and conscious thought. Be overstanding and be smart. Listen to the children speak the word and shine the light in the dark, yeah. Simplicity we used to survive. Men who find it difficult because they ignorant and die. Simplicity me used to survive. Do what you doing properly. That's the way through life. Simplicity I used to survive. Children, open up your eyes. Simplicity me used to survive. Burn Pharisees and scribes. Yeah. Avoid your anger, God for pause. Praise Rastafari and live a worthy cause. Give us all the blessing, give us all reward to help the poor find it easy when them find it hard. Simplicity I used to survive. Men who find it difficult because they ignorant and die. Simplicity I used to survive. I shall live and love your life. Keep doing what you're doing, don't you grumble. See what you sow is what you reap, so be humble. Know what you're doing, you never stumble. Burn down Rome, I side them crumble. Lead the way with the word what I speak. Never must you stray, praise the King in the east. Oh, I don't you teach, I am not rich. Oh, yeah. Simplicity I used to survive. Men who find it difficult because they ignorant and die. Simplicity I used to survive. Burn Pharisees and scribes. Simplicity I used to survive. Men who find it difficult because they ignorant and die. Simplicity I used to survive. Oh, gallant retire. It's not the one bag of vanity nothing, animosity nothing, hypocrisy nor democracy. It's nothing, laba laba nothing, but stabba nothing, vampire, your evil lost desire. It's just a meditation of my heart. It's just a pure and conscious thought. Be overstanding, I tell you to be smart. Listen to the children when they speak and shine the light in the dark. Simplicity I used to survive. Men to find it difficult because they ignorant and dark. Simplicity I used to survive. Children, live and love your life. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Fire burn ya. Simplicity we used to survive. Don't you find it difficult? Yeah. Open up your eyes. Simplicity.
Hey, hey, hey.
Just organize and centralize my people. people because Babylon now instill malicious and grudge upon my people now. You see the dirty lifestyle. Stop about it. There's nothing in them system of which they create all around. And they criticize their own children. Yeah, they would catch at a straw if they were to drown. They're not different from those scribes and Pharisees who come around. They lurks in the corners, skylarks on the streets, flirts in the towns. They never do positive. They find a joy making people business their own. Dance a yard before you dance abroad. The high priest tell you that I knew they frown. God and go get good ways, true grace. Of the perch we pass a young gate. You have the good ways, it give you long days. Now take no bribe from not a screw face. Go get good ways, good grace. Perch we pass a young gate. You have some good ways, it give you long days. What do you say? I tell you now, they await your downfall. Figure Labanta, yo, what it there? Greater joy, you come, me son, you a figure. Have a donkey job, won't fill off. When Babylon City, I got down propaganda, where them spread becomes a dagger to them heart. Things say them have a secret. The baby reveal it, so them a walk witchcraft out. So them better, so them a closing. Contempt the youth, them where they pass. Every man is equal, Rastafari say. Try not on the ungodly part. God and go get a good ways, long days. Birds be pass a young gate. What about your good ways? It give you length of days. Yo, now you taste how you medicine they taste. Yeah, what? Hey, what's them now? I thought about them this, them that. Who slick from who flap? Hey, them some ass Joe Bush and anything else. When we come must be rubbish and trash. Oh, every day that them practice the same thing they never yet know when to stop. Full up a bad mind. Then I want make you want to see your brother drop. Go and have some good ways, true grace. First before you pass, I and get go and have some good ways. It give you long days. Oh, now them chase out them medicine that taste. Good ways, long days. Now let the King Selassie you no screw face. Good ways, it give you length of days. Now take no bribe from no screw face. Just have some good ways, it give you length of days. Oh, this I want a true fight. I tell you now, there's nothing in the system that they'll create around. Oh, they criticize their own hygiene, yet they would catch at us more if they were to drown. Don't you see, they're not much different.
I Lego this year one.
Just as I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. I tell them if you remember that's all I am doing with I am. Well, just as I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. I tell them them to remember that's all I am doing with I am. See I, some man I sing about all them boss love both, then forget and put them woman up front. There's a time and a place for everything. Whoa, see them a talk about how them fire them gun, and I talk about how them boss got lean. But I don't have no time to mingle and sing. Cause I said I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. And tell the mass if you remember that's all I am doing with I am. Yes, just as I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. I tell the mass if you remember that's all I am doing with I am. You remember, oh just send Jonah and Elijah, Moses and Noah, Martin Luther King and Marcus too. Well, they never falter. The man they do them works and they move on. so I know they have learned. I and I must carry on the world. Just say I as a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. I tell them how to feel remember Jah. That's all I am doing with I am. Just say I as a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. I tell them how to feel remember Jah. That's all I am doing with I am. About roots and culture. I tell them how to feel remember Jah. That's all I am doing with I am. Well, just say I as a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. I tell them how to them feel remember Jah. That's all I am doing with I am. Just say I as a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. I tell them how to feel remember Jah. That's all I am doing.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Diaspora Connection featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans. My name is Joshua. Welcome to those of you who are listening for the first time, and for those of you who are returning, welcome back. What we do here is we share the ancient Israelite teachings known as Kabbalah. Kabbalah is the teachings that Moses received on Mount Sinai from the Creator. It actually started way before Moses, but a good body of the wisdom he received to be delivered to the tribes, the 12 tribes of Israel, to the heads, and then to further students. That wisdom is what the religion of Judaism was made from. And hence why the success of the Israelite nation throughout the decades, throughout the centuries, because of the science of Kabbalah that it was built on. I have been a student of the Kabbalah Center in New York for the last 16 years. The Kabbalah Center is an international organization originated in Israel by Rav Vayishlach in 1922. And was made into an international organization by Rav Berg and his wife Karen and their sons, Yehuda and Michael Berg. And I've been a student of the New York Center for the last 16 years. And the reason why I wanted to form this program is to share this wisdom with my fellow Jamaicans because of what it has done for me and what I have seen it has done for those who follow it. It is a system of spirituality, not different from, well, it's very different from Christianity, but it is based in Judaism. And you know what my mother always used to tell me, who was a devout Christian, and I was also raised Christian, is that to be a good Christian, you have to be a good Jew. She always used to tell me that. And what she meant by that was, we need to understand the Old Testament and live by the code that was given to us, the statutes and the precepts of the 5 books of Moses. Because that is why the Jewish nation is so powerful, my friends, because of what they follow, for what they practice. And anyone, any nation who adopts this practice will be as successful and as powerful, and will be as unified. because that is where the unification comes from. Through the wisdom, the magic of the wisdom. I want to call it that. The magic of the wisdom. And I want to welcome to the program tonight Brother Neil Curtis, CEO of Farm Up Jamaica. Good evening, Neil. Welcome to the program.
Good evening, my brother. Lloyd, how is everything?
Good, man. It's been a while since you've been on the program. Thank you so much for making yourself available. I appreciate it.
Least I could do, my brother.
Well, I mean, you know, you and I have been friends for a while, and you have expressed extreme interest in the teachings, and I know that you tune in on Saturdays to listen to the Torah reading, you know, when you're able to.
So my whole reasoning, right, is like when you analyze life and you analyze, as you know, as we unfold whatever is folded,
Mm-hmm.
and I realize that, you know, Jamaicans have a saying, God a God.
Hmm.
And if you really believe that God is God, then I think that through the Kabbalah and these practices, you're going to be able to understand who and what God is and what the universe is, and, you know, what this all means. And a lot of people believe that religion is just something that they use to be what's the word, kind of connect to. Maybe they're in search of God or a place to wash your sins or what have you. You know, a lot of people have different takes on it.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, you know, I think the true reason for anything like church should be to get closer to God. And I think that what you are offering is not only spiritual, but it's also scientific, which kind of brings proof to what it is that people should be trying to get into.
You know, you said something about one of the purposes is to bring people closer to God. And
Yeah.
honestly, I don't know if that's truly one of the things I would say. I'll tell you why. Yes, to bring people closer to God, but for what purpose? Right? What does people getting closer to God do for them?
Again, I think again,
What does bringing people closer to God do for them?
in every something and the material world is effort by going to church based on what we believe church to be is a good sign. It's a good sign. Doesn't mean that you got it right, but you try, right? So many people try.
Mm.
And so these teachings that you have are that the Kabbalah brings are teachings that people are normally not exposed to. And so this light that you're bringing to the table is extraordinary and should be greatly appreciated for people that really want to enlighten themselves, really want to get closer to their creator.
And again, I'm glad you said that again. What does getting people closer to the Creator do for them?
Well, I can only base it on my experience.
Mm-hmm.
It to me helps me to understand my purpose.
Okay.
It helps me to understand what we call unconditional love, and not the necessary love that everybody, that to me, which is pretty selfish, that selfish love of ownership.
What do you do for me? As soon as you stop doing for me, I stop loving you.
It's a lot, and it brings us exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then it also to me, it brings a sense of security that you protected, that being guided, that the things are not random. You're not leaving life to chance anymore.
Right.
You're operating with a purpose. You know, when you wake up in the morning, you know that the steps are guided. Anything that happens within that day, you know it's happened because that is the way it was supposed to happen. But you also know that you're protected. It's nothing's gonna be too bad. You know, that's something hard to fathom when you grow up with people telling you that you never know. But when you know, now you start to know.
You can't unknow.
So it's not that right. You can't unknow, number one, and you kind of know that you're gonna be okay that day.
Yeah,
You know that
I like when you say about the security part, because I tell you the honest truth, eh? Um, really, the main, I really have to say one of the main reasons um, I seek out the Creator is because I want the protection. Really, really and truly, I want the protection. Because, we live in a world, I mean, the world is gone mad. I mean, really and truly. I mean, the things that are happening in the world. Ay, and you can see what you call the quote unquote senseless happenings, right, that are going on. I don't want to be any part of it. I want to live like the psalmist say, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thou makest a table for me to sit down in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. These are the things that I want from the Creator. While I go on and I live my life, raising my family, earning a decent dollar, and go on, enjoy the world, because that's why the Creator created the world, for us to enjoy, not to suffer. And enough sufferation are going. Enough sufferation are going. And yes, this wisdom, when it is followed properly, will reduce that. First in the individual's life, and then throughout the world. And I want to welcome Brother Paul Lambert to the call. Brother Paul is in Spanish Town, Jamaica. Good evening, Brother Paul. How you do? Welcome to the program, man.
More blessing, Brother Joshua. Blessing, man.
All right, sir. Yeah, man.
More blessing, Paul.
Yes, my brother. Yes, brother. Yes.
So, and we know that, Jamaica is a Christian nation, Christian state, as we call it.
Well, I think England is a Christian nation.
Well,
I think,
Jamaica is in the World Book of Records because we have the most churches per square mile than any other country in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, again, I go back to the historical part of it, and I always tell people, if you really think about it, you had a choice. You have a choice today, right? Whatever religion you came off of that boat from Africa or wherever you came from, way back when, ancestors, most likely you were not a Christian. I can 99% tell you that you are not a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you were whipped into Christianity. You and technically, all right, you could have been a Jew, or you could have been a Muslim coming off of those ships, but you definitely weren't a Christian.
Okay.
So now, if you're just adhering to the slave master's religion and know that you have the option to emancipate yourself from that, and you continue to do it because it's just it's what you call habit, then you're kind of just following a habit. It's not necessarily your religion.
Well, for the majority of the people who are alive today, don't necessarily see Christianity as what the slave master gave them. They see it as what their parents gave them, right? Because I don't think nobody their own who were still slaves in that regard, right?
Well, the thing again, you said today.
Yeah, today. Because we have to talk about today.
No, and I agree with you. I do agree with you. But I do want to say that another thing that's passed down from generation to generation is the ways of how we live. And technically, we have been passed down a slave mentality.
For the most part.
Which tells us, yeah, because, if your grandmother is closer to slavery than you are now, and your great-grandmother is definitely in a slave era, right? So the information that they can pass to you can only be of a slave nature.
Tainted in that regard, yeah.
It's right, because their job was to make sure that the slave master is okay, that he's feeling happy.
So how is that different from those who practice Judaism?
Well, I think first and foremost, there's an emancipation spiritually that is associated with Judaism or even Kabbalah.
That's interesting. Elaborate on that. What do you mean?
Because number one, you're communicating directly with the Almighty, the Most High.
And Christianity don't give you that?
No. Christianity, again, most religions try to broker that power so that you don't get the direct connection. And in some way, I believe that persons of high regard, like the Queen and whoever else forced that upon people, knew that it carried power and knew that even their power could be contested by a mere peasant.
And that's why they kept certain secrets from them.
And that's why they kept this. Let's drive them here. Let them go to Jesus. Turn their information over to Jesus, and then Jesus will turn it over to God, right? And so again, it is something that is debilitating.
Indeed, it is.
Right?
Indeed, it is. And spiritually, it is. Yeah.
Spiritually debilitating, because now you've given up the most prized possession, which is the power to communicate with your Creator.
Directly with the Creator. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And they've made up so, again, and I say, if God is perfect, like we say, then you don't need another testament or a New Testament, because God already sent down his words.
He already speak.
He spoke.
Mm.
So now you need somebody else to know. Some guy going to go to sleep and get a dream and will try to start writing a book, and then you don't know. I mean, with these people not even were persons that said they were visited by God. They were just people that chronicled the existence of Jesus Christ, right?
Mm.
And so I'm just saying, I'm not tearing down the religion, but I'm just dissecting it, because if we, as the people that we are, don't open our eyes, we don't think about what really took place and how now we have the opportunity, because we are not under bondage, to be able to make our own
Our own
decision
decision.
and come back to the Creator's light. Now, whether
Well,
that be Kabbalah,
what makes Judaism more appealing than Christianity to you?
well, again, number one, there's no broker. I
Well,
love dealing
hold on a
any
second.
business- any
There
business
was
I-
Moses.
well, but still, not a broker.
Moses,
because
no,
if you're
Moses was a
praying to
big
Moses,
broker.
then-
Because remember, I know
but if-
everything was
but
called
if
the
you
law
are-
of Moses.
But if you are praying right now to Moses, you are praying to an idol.
Right. The Israelites they never prayed to Moses. They never
Exactly.
said Moses was a god.
Exactly.
Correct. Okay.
So again, not just because a man does a miracle or does something special on this earth doesn't give him the right to claim that he is God.
But he never did. Yeshua never did.
No, well,
They put that label on him.
they labeled him, but then he did. If what they are saying is true, there's a moment in there where he says, "No man shall come to the Father, but through me."
Right.
And again, that it's giving vibes of you have to go through that route in order to get to God. There is a broker in place.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I spoke about this maybe 2 programs ago, or maybe in the last program. Yeah, definitely that is one of the statements
That
documented
they said that
they said he said, right?
They said he
said. And listen, I believe he said it,
Okay.
but it's the interpretation of what he said. Remember, he spoke in parables, right? So what's very interesting is that them take other things as a parable, but that them don't take as a parable. That them take very, right, succinct, that this is what he said, this is what he meant. So why don't they take these parables the same way? You see?
I always ask them, so then when Christ says, Father, why hast thou forsaken me?
Who is he talking to?
Then who is he talking to?
Right. But you see, then they came up with this thing called the Trinity. Saying that 3 is in 1, which is actually supported by the Zohar. However, the 3 in 1, okay. All right. Yeshua made lots of references like, when you see me, you see the Father. Right? Now, if you have a son, say you have a son, and the son, you're in a business, and the father's a big Don, and the son is the junior Don, and when him go do business on behalf of his father, right, he's speaking on the father's behalf, right? Everything he says is as if it's the father saying it, right? In the real world, right? How that would work. And I don't have a problem with that, even with that, him saying that. Because you see, he was channeling the Creator. He didn't say that he was God incarnate, like Christianities teach, right? They try to make Jesus to be the only Son of God, right? For God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten Son. What the hell does that mean? Only begotten. They try to single him out to be special, overly special than us. And that is where the big divide come from. Them say he's divine, but we're not. And that is where the debilitating aspect comes from, as you said. Because like you said, it takes away our power, our God-given right, okay, to step into a role that was established for those who want to step into it. And not to shy away from it because of a doctrine that says that Jesus was the only one and that we are adopted. This is all them type of thing that would cause people to lose their power in this world.
Another big one is you're born in sin.
Well, we
You're a
are.
sinner.
We
You're a
are.
sin.
But you see, what does sin mean?
No,
Sin,
you know.
it just means separation,
We are born in sin,
Yes.
and you're born a sinner. But hold on a second.
No. You're born in sin, not born a sinner.
Well, you have to listen to the Christians.
Well, well, they twist it. You see.
Hold
If-
on, hold on.
Mm.
I mean, I've literally listened to pastors
yeah.
literally
Oh yeah.
tell
Oh yeah.
people
Oh yeah.
who are
Oh
a
yeah.
sinner from birth.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, if you're not born again, rah, rah, rah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Fire and brimstone.
I say that to say, okay, if God is perfect and God has created you, then you are the perfection of God. No,
Well,
I'm
man,
not
you see,
saying that
man, a lot of people will say
I'm not saying
no.
that a man cannot sin.
That what?
I'm not saying that a man cannot sin. We know that. Well, look, the Bible is full of them, right? And the Torah even more.
What is sin to you?
Sin, in my opinion, is
Oh,
doing
your
something.
opinion? You give me your opinion and not what the scriptures say?
No, man, I'm gonna give you my opinion.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you my opinion because you might say no.
No,
You might
I want
say
to
it's-
hear it. Yeah.
Sin, in my opinion, is when you're doing something outside of what the Almighty would have wanted you to do. That is sin, in my opinion.
Okay, I would say that's a. But God gave us free will.
He did, but he also said, okay, here's free will, but you know what's right, you know what's wrong. Your eyes have been uncovered, so now make a decision. You have the opportunity to do what is right.
Well, when you say the eyes have been uncovered, how?
Well, I'm going back to Garden of Eden.
Ah, okay.
I'm going back to the
Oh, so
garden,
basically you're going by them quote unquote disobeying God.
disobeying God, and
Okay.
saying, okay, now
He said
that
don't. He said don't eat from the tree of
and
knowledge.
now you will have the knowledge. You will have the understanding. So you're not innocent anymore.
Ah, okay. Your eyes have been opened. Okay.
Eyes have been open.
Okay. I like that. Let's go with that. So sin is going against the Creator's wishes.
Although your eyes are open.
So ignorance. So let me ask you something.
Sure.
So, and actually the scripture says this too, that without the law there's no sin. Because,
agree.
right? Because if
agree.
there's no laws, if anything goes, then there's nothing to disobey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But there was a law, or what appeared to be a law. What appeared to be a suggestion, actually. Because really and truly, that's all it really was. It was a suggestion to say, don't eat from that tree. Because the day that you eat of that tree, you're going to start to experience a death process. And you might not be able to withstand it. And as a result, you will eventually die. Right? Because in Genesis 3, chapter 3, verse 22, after him done, the Creator done, curse the snake, realize, say, Wagwan, him say, behold, the man has become like one of us, to know good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
Which tells us that before eating from the tree of knowledge, man did not know the difference between good and evil. Right?
Which is right.
Right? Because that's what it says. Behold, the man has become like one of us. Which means that before that he never knew good and evil. And in fact, Satan even hinted to Eve When him said, did God say that you should not eat from the tree? She said, yeah, we shouldn't eat of it. We should not even touch it. And him say, no man, God knows that the day that you eat of the tree, you will be like him, to know good and evil. And then it goes on to say that the woman saw that it was good for food, meaning that she realized that it was necessary to eat from the tree of knowledge, because it's important for us to know the difference between good and evil. Right? And it's so funny because a friend of mine, who's one of my mentors, he said to me, he said, you know, instead of blaming the woman, we actually should be giving the woman credit for starting the show. Because that was the process. It had to happen.
Well, you know, it's one thing to say give her the credit. The problem is the way that the text is written says that he cursed.
Again,
them.
that's the English. That's the English translation.
Yep.
And let me
Okay.
ask you a question. Because we gotta, and this is what people don't do enough. If God is a God of love, how can he curse?
Well, all right.
Does he get
So-
angry like man?
No, we will. Well, let's talk about that. That's
Okay.
a good question. I think the discussion is good.
And Brother Paul, whenever you want to chip in, just please feel free. Go ahead,
I
Neil.
think that some of the attributes that a man has are God-given attributes and very similar to how God may be. It does say that in certain places in the Bible that God was angry. Or
God gets angry.
God was
So
right.
yeah, I agree with you. That's what it says.
Does it?
I agree with you
Hold
100%.
on.
And I ask myself many times, why is the Torah written like that? Okay?
Well,
Why?
we can't. We
Because
can
really
ask
and truly,
whatever we'd like to ask.
God is love. How can he get angry?
No, because love and anger is two different things. Meaning because.
So you're
hold on.
saying saying that God can get angry. Where does anger come from? No, let me ask you a question. Because this is a really good conversation. Because really and truly, this is how people need to think.
Anger doesn't come from hate. Anger comes from frustration.
So you're telling me God gets frustrated?
Absolutely.
No way. Come
Absolutely.
on. No way.
When he came back to the garden,
Yeah.
and he saw that they had disobeyed his law or what he requested,
Yeah.
he was frustrated.
And what gives you that opinion?
Well, because he says, it's very clear. He says, based on the text, again, what you have done here is not acceptable. He's letting them know that he's not in agreement.
No.
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 No. Nowhere does he say that.
Okay, hold on. No, you
Make you go for your Bible.
You didn't make me go for my Bible. Hold on.
Now you see, this
No,
is
no.
where, and this is really great conversation, because what I hope to show people tonight is how to think and how to read the Bible. Right? You cannot read it word for word and interpret it word for word, because the interpretation, hold on a second, the interpretation will mislead you to an attribute that God does not have. God doesn't get angry, even though the Torah talks about my anger, my fierce anger, right? Listen, the Creator is love, is an infinite force of giving. End of story. He doesn't get frustrated. He doesn't get angry. Okay? None of that. He created a system. Okay? He created a system called cause and effect. And all of the quote-unquote laws that we hear on all the precepts is him telling us this is how this program's set. Okay? He created a system. And
Okay,
go ahead.
Genesis 3,
Yeah.
verse 11.
Uh-huh.
And he said,
Mm-hmm.
who told thee that thou was naked?
Okay.
Hast thou eaten of the tree
Okay.
where I commanded thee that thou shouldn't not eat?
But that doesn't prove frustration.
Hold on, we didn't finish. And the man said, the woman,
That you gave me to eat, and I ate.
she gave it, and I did eat.
Yeah.
And the Lord God said unto the woman, what is this
You have done.
that thou hast done?
Yeah.
Woman says,
The serpent beguiled me, and I ate.
I did eat.
Yeah.
And Lord God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, these are repercussions now.
Yeah.
Repercussions.
Hey, cause and effect.
Hold on.
Cause and effect.
Hold
Got
on.
it? Listen, no. I want you to understand. You just said it. Repercussions.
Repercussions.
Based upon the system that
Repercussions.
God put in place. Hold on. I want to make a differentiation. Okay? The creator, the creative force, which is the infinite source of giving, okay, created a system for which the world should operate under, which is, in a sense, kind of separate from, when I say separate from him, okay, nothing is separate from him, okay, but it is not his complete essence. The world is built upon a framework of cause and effect. That means that if you work against the system is going to punish you. God is not punishing you. It's the system. And we have to understand that difference.
Okay.
Okay? That is why it's important for us to understand the system that is at play. And that's why we have to read the scriptures differently. Again, we cannot take it word for word like that. The Bible is totally encoded. And you cannot read it for face value and expect to understand it the way it is written. It's a code. The whole thing is a code. And for those of you who are listening, whenever you read your Bible and you read something that goes against the idea of God being an infinite source of giving, you have to ask yourself, what is this trying to say?
And again, here's my thought on that.
Sure.
I believe that many places within the Bible or the Torah, people like David and persons of that nature would also express that they didn't want the Almighty to be upset with them. It was something that you didn't want to do, right? There's a general consensus that people were walking the line because they didn't want to piss off the Almighty.
Well, you see, when you say it like that, when you say it like that, you make God to be out like a man, a regular man who can get pissed off.
Hold on, but we are created in His image and in His likeness. Hold on again. Let me just say another thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard you when you said cause and effect, but at the same time, you know, the again, I'm not making God out to be a mortal. I'm not.
Well, you kind of are.
But I think
you kind of are when you say that, you know, you get pissed off. So you're ascribing attributes to him as a human.
Okay. Yeah. But then, I mean, there's so many other things that we could talk about that are man-like, that God does, that we don't question either.
Such as
making a decision, such as being feeling good about something, right? And there's places in the Bible that says God was.
Hold on, so God has feeling?
Well, if He's displeased then that would
Again,
imply.
right? And I'm glad you're really saying this because I really want to point it out.
Yeah.
God doesn't get displeased.
Oh, okay.
Remember, there's a system in place. And any displeasure, okay, the displeasure, I would assume is comes to the person in some form of quote unquote judgment or what's the word? Dis-ease, right? Unpleasant feeling, unpleasant happening to that person. That is that right? That is why they would consider that God is displeased and therefore something happened to them. Again, this is not God doing it. It's the system that is in place. Okay? It's funny. I'm going to mention the Zohar. As you know, the Zohar is a principal text of Kabbalah. The Zohar being a compilation of conversations between rabbis, the main one being Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, who lived during the days of Jesus, right? Revealed certain secrets about the Torah. And the Torah is the 5 books of Moses: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Now, when Rabbi Shimon, I just read, because every day we're on Zohar call. And tonight, in about 35 minutes, we're going to switch over to the Zohar reading that is hosted by the Kabbalah Center every Sunday night and Tuesday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern for 30 minutes. Students gather and we read the Zohar in dedication to Jamaica, right? Directing the energy of the reading to Jamaica. Just yesterday, we read in the Zohar or it was today, how the Satan, Christians know it as the Bible. As the devil. Okay? That might have been a Freudian slip. Christians know it as the devil. In Kabbalah, we call it the Satan, which is the adversary, which is who the Creator created to be our opponent. Because this is a game. This whole life thing is a game. A very serious game. And it says that the Satan only is interested in imperfection. It seeks out imperfection in a person. And that is where he tries to get him. That is where he accuses him. That's why he's called the accuser. Because he accuses man of his imperfection, of the actions that he performs that go against the universal nature. Again, the system that the Creator put in place is to keep the world in harmony. And when we act against that system, the world falls into disharmony. That's it. Our actions mean everything. Cause and effect. When we act, the universe reacts. We become the cause by our actions. And then the universe will give us the effect of those actions. If those actions are not in accordance with, the plan of the Creator, then the universe is going to come against us.
Okay.
Right? It's not God doing it. But yes, I agree the Torah is written that way. Because it's written, so people can... Honestly, I sometimes think that the Creator just had it written that way to just trip people up. I really feel that. Why would he want to trip people up? Because only those who are willing to really look deep will find the truth. If there are those who just want to see it surface, then so be it. So be it. And they have their reward. So, yes, I agree with you that the scriptures are written in a way that would paint God as this murderer. Can you imagine? How is it him can have a commandment, thou shalt not kill, yet go and tell the Israelites go and kill off a nation? How can that be?
God give it and God take it away.
No, but you see, again, this is why we have to read the scriptures differently. We cannot think that. We have to say to ourselves, there's got to be a different meaning here. That's what we have to do.
So what we, and I think here is where it lies. At the same time, we want God to be humanly compassionate.
Humanly compassionate? What does that mean? Humans don't have humans rarely have compassion. What are you talking about?
Hold on. Humanly compassionate, because in our minds, that is what is going to define if God is what's the word? Continually
merciful.
Good, right? Good, right? We say, oh well, God is not angry and this and that, because we're basing that on what angry is to us.
Right.
So you're kind of trying to say, well, God is not angry, but the anger of God might be different. Just the same way, there are things that you cannot explain. We want to attribute a human or a humanistic feeling when we say that anger, but the results of what may have taken place at that time will denote that something was wrong and God was not pleased. And when Moses came off of the hill and saw the people worshiping a golden calf, the Almighty was not pleased.
Where does it say that?
No, it's obvious.
Well,
it's obvious. Now, for us to ignore that.
No, nothing. Why do you mean? Why was it obvious?
Well, based on the repercussions. And what I'm saying,
but again,
it's fine for you to say that the world is just a world of cause and effect, but you have people that, based on what they saw, right, which just tells you that a human is a very hard form of life to please. Because if you just had manna fall from the sky and you still turn around and eat and pray to a golden calf.
Well,
what else do I need to show?
That's just an example of how fickle, and fickle humans are, and with short-term memory, right? And how
how many people died that day?
You mean with the manna?
No.
You mean Sinai with the golden calf?
Yeah.
Thousands.
Oh.
But you say God killed them off?
Me don't know who killed them off.
Okay, all right. I'm glad you answered that way. Again, God doesn't kill. Even though the scriptures say, I the Lord kill and I the Lord give life. I the Lord do all these things. It says that plainly. But again, if we establish that the Creator is an infinite source of giving, and only wants to give, and is only love, then that force cannot kill. what happens is the system that is in place will take your life. It's not God taking it. It's because of how you've lived your life. The forces, the angels that he has put in place to govern the world will come for you because they have orders. You see? Just like how Satan have firm orders to, to go against man, to do what he can to turn him, to keep him occupied so that he does not turn to the Creator. That's his job. And people have to ask, well, why would the Creator create something like that, a force like that? To give us the playing field to find him properly. That's it. To give us a proper playing field. I sometimes think about, say, boy, I could just see the Creator and Satan having this conversation. And this thing about how Satan tried to, or Lucifer tried to usurp and to rule over God and stuff like that. I really don't know. I really don't know about that, honestly. I haven't read anything in the Zohar about that. And, I can't, no. The angels were created to do a particular job. Right? And they do their job. They do the job damn well. So I could just see, because it says that Satan is the prince of this world, the world of physicality. Right? Because what is Satan? Satan is the extreme desire to receive for the self alone. Extreme. You have God on one end, and the desire to receive for the self alone is on the other end. Opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Opposite. And I could just see the Creator saying to Satan, I'm going to create a man, and I'm going to have him overcome all of your wiles. All of your wiles. And in creating that man, the Creator had to give him his Torah. Had to give him the Torah as a guide, as a manual, as a user's guide. Right? As a user's guide. To navigate this world properly and to beat Satan at his game. The game of physicality. Because that's what physicality is. Physicality is the ultimate desire to receive for the self alone. Selfishness.
Mm.
Right? And our job, right, when we're souls that are given a body. Okay? And it's funny because in this very portion of Vayishlach, out of the Zohar and the Torah, it says that sin croucheth at the door. You ever hear that phrase? Sin crouches at the door, which means that as soon as a baby is born, as soon as the baby is born, the evil inclination is attached to him. Okay, every baby has both the good inclination and the evil inclination implanted in them. And that is what governs a person. The Zohar says that when a person wants to purify himself, that is when the good inclination will reveal itself to him. Will reveal itself and will begin to help that person. because he has a desire to improve himself. Which is a wonderful thing. A wonderful thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's just a really great conversation because, you know, I wanted to point out to people to help them to see how to read the scriptures and how to think about the Creator. God doesn't get angry. You know, too many people have the Creator as this, you know, this old man that is very strict. You know, the Christians paint the Creator in the Old Testament as very terrible, and that's why, you know, there had to be a New Testament to be a more gentler God, more gentler God. I think if anything, we need a more stricter God. Because and that's why a lot of people don't believe that there is a God. Because look at what's happening in the world. Look at what's happening in the world. So I don't blame people if they say that there is no God. Because how would God allow these things to happen? Yeah. So when we read things, when we come across things that go against the nature of the Creator, which is love, okay, is there judgment in the Creator? Sure. But is judgment controlled by mercy? All right? Because yes, we know the scripture tells us don't, you know, spoil not the child. It says that by not disciplining the child, spare not the rod and spoil the child. It says, spare not the rod and spoil the child. Because yes, we know that there needs to be judgment, there needs to be boundaries, there needs to be discipline. Yes? Has to be, or else a child going to run amok. So, yeah, it's important for us to, when we read scriptures and we read these certain things, we have to ask ourselves, really? God does that? No, once we separate, in a sense, separate the Creator from that, then we can start to analyze. And that we can begin to hopefully recognize that the books that He gave us, the Torah, the Zohar, are manuals to help us in this life. The wisdom that we gain from those volumes, from those books, are to help us to navigate this world very successfully. Again, look at the Israelites, look at the modern day Jew. That's all I have to say. Look at them. In Jamaica, the two richest families in Jamaica are Jews. Matalan and Issa. And there's a reason for it. Again, men not say them righteous. But they know the secrets. They know that by practicing that which the Creator gave them to practice will bring blessings. End of story. Yes, them get them slapping at the face. Yes, them, you know, them judgment come down upon them too. But they also know how to sweeten judgment through the rituals. And Christianity come and choke the baby with the bath water. They don't celebrate none of the Israelite holidays. Them change the Shabbat from Saturday to Sunday. Right? They want it to be so different. Them tell them man them don't have to wear no head covering, only the bishops. Imagine that. Imagine that. Only the bishops are allowed to wear kippah to cover them head. Now what is that? No man. Mm-mm. So you mentioned something earlier about the liberation, how this wisdom is liberating. And I agree with you 100%. 100%. Because when a person becomes liberated from this, they have an opportunity to grow and to break off the shackles that have been on them for a very long time. Yeah, yeah, man. It's. I am so. I consider myself so fortunate. So fortunate that I've been exposed to this wisdom. So fortunate. Um, Forever thankful. You know, just today, Anil, you found, I told you about it. Today was the ninth. So at the ninth minute of the ninth hour of the ninth day of the ninth month, that was today. The month of Kislev is the ninth month of the zodiac table. At the ninth day, today is the ninth day. All right? And at the ninth hour was a very special cosmic opening. And even more special at the ninth minute of the ninth hour. Now, these are the types of secrets that the Kabbalists reveal for us so that we can tap into the extra energy so that we can manifest our desires in the world. And the Israelites, the modern day Jews, have been doing that for centuries. They've been following the program that the Creator set out for them. And yes, a lot of them have them conniving ways, you know, learning how to get around certain things, loopholes and things like that. Hey, it's on them. On them. So, yeah, man, it's important to, when people start reading the scriptures, to, you know, think. Stop and think about it. Because again, check it. Genesis 3:22. Behold, the man has become like one of us, to know both good and evil. Now, hopefully, he will eat from the tree of life also, and then live forever. That's what the Creator says. Yeah? Hopefully, okay, it's good that man has become like one of us, to know both good and evil. It's important to know good and evil, the difference between the two. But now, hopefully he will eat from the tree of life also. Also. Because a steady diet of the tree of knowledge only will kill you. That's what the Creator was saying. Don't eat from this tree. Basically, he was saying, don't have a steady diet or a tree of knowledge diet only. No, that's going to kill you. Mix it. Eat also from the tree of life. And then you will live forever. Immortality, my friend. Immortality. So, those of you listening out there today, this has been the Diaspora Connection featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans. My name is Joshua. We have on the program tonight Brother Neil Curtis, CEO of Farm Up Jamaica, and Brother Paul Lambert, who is in Spanish Town. We've been here discussing a very good topic about Israelites following God, the purpose of this program. Yeah. And just how to understand the Bible, how to start reading the Bible differently and anew. Do not take the stories for face value and little. You know, there's always deeper meaning. Some more than others. But until you begin to start to use your own mind and not just, you know, read what people tell you to read or give you to read, until you start putting the pieces together on your own, have to start to decipher it on your own. Because you and only you alone are responsible for your life. And back to what you said in the beginning, you know, and you and I have had several conversations about this, Neil, that once you come of age and you're not taking the slave master's religion anymore, and you have an opportunity to choose, right? Which one would you choose? And you said, for you, when you look out there, you know, the Israelite or the modern day Jew seems to have them act together the most. You know, so it's. I'm just here blowing a trumpet in Zion, like Luciano said. Just send me as a messenger, and those who have an ear to hear, let them hear. Yeah, those who have an ear to hear, let them hear. Because the time is going to come where they'll be running for this, because Paul in Romans 8:19 says all creation is waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. Right? All creation is waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. Why? Because in Behar chapter 13 and 14, it says that those who seek to know me, which is the creator, those who seek to know me in a particular way, those people are called my sons. Those who engage in the service of prayer, like a servant, but in addition want to know the secrets, that person is called the Son of God. Yep, that person. So when Paul says all creation is waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God, you ask yourself, why? Why is all creation waiting? Because they're waiting to see how to live. They want to feel more secure. They want to live feeling more secure that the Kabbalists are among them and teaching them also. It's a must. It's the only way that the Satan is going to be defeated, when a critical mass number of people start studying Kabbalah. Right? So, but yes, Neil and Paul, I want to thank you guys for being here. In about 10 more minutes, we're going to be switching over to the Kabbalah Center's 30-minute Zohar call. I encourage you all to listen in, because when you hear the Aramaic, you know, it's such a beautiful language, and the Creator made the Hebrew letters very unique in that they're able to transmit light force energy. Right? 30 minutes dedicated to Jamaica. Now, when you hear the Aramaic, you may say to yourself, well, but I understand this. It's okay. You don't need to understand it intellectually. Your soul, which is separate from your mind and your body, okay, your soul understands it. Your soul is a spark of the Creator. The body that we've been given causes us to forget. And unless you're very spiritually disciplined, you know, it's going to be very difficult for you to go without anything material for a long time. So
The air that you breathe.
Eh?
It's the air you breathe.
There you go. There you go. And what we're here trying to do is to expose this to people, to give them an alternative. You know, look, if life is going fine for you, then maybe you don't need this. But if you want more out of life, if you want that protection that I spoke about in the beginning, if you want the ability to more than just sustain yourself and your family, if you want to thrive, then yes, that's one of the benefits of getting close to the Creator. See, when you said that earlier, I wasn't disagreeing. I just wanted to say, well, just wanted to dig deeper. You know, what does getting close to the Creator really mean? Or what does it really do for anybody? You know? So, but yeah, this has been wonderful. And, you know, Neil and Paul, you know, you've been on the program, you know, recently before as well. And Neil, I want to just say thank you, because this is great dialogue, and I think it's anything that, you know, the listener, those who are listening, hearing it, will find it intriguing, because I'm sure a lot of people think the same way, you know. And I pray that the way I answered these things, helps. Yeah, helps. So, yeah, Neil. Um, hey, we've got a few minutes. Before we switch over to the 10:30 Zohar call, um, would you like to share with our listeners what most recently has been happening with Farm Up Jamaica? Neil, you're on mute. Oh no, not anymore. But I still can't hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I was
Oh,
saying, we have a few minutes left. Would you like to share with our listeners some of the most recent happenings with Farm Up Jamaica?
oh, sure.
You have about
Well,
3 minutes.
Farm Up is now beginning to gather the our people. We normally don't function in a united front, or as a united force. We every if something about mankind. People want to do things on their own. They don't really, and we're trying to change that at Farm Up Jamaica. We want people to start to unite. We want the tribes to come back together. We want to be able to create new energy, new fall ways of thinking, and that hopefully this exercise where people are coming together to help grow food, to help replenish the God-given fruits and vegetables of Jamaica back into their own system and ultimately for export.
Mm-hmm.
But we want to bring people together for a good cause. And we have to figure out how do we make every person feel like they are a part of this movement. And we're going to start talking to people. We're going to start opening up the minds and allowing people to have their input as we create this new way and system of how we as Jamaicans that may live abroad will be able to do something more than just send back money as remittances to Jamaica, but to show what our gift can be.
Right, right. Cool. And you're planning on having a forum on Thursday, this Thursday, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct. We're going to be sending out Zoom links. So if anybody's interested in being on a Zoom call to talk about new strategies, none of the strategies that have been used in the past, where people have to say, well, that didn't work before. No, we're coming with brand new strategies based on Jamaica in 2024, not based on Jamaica in 1977, or 80, or 85, or 90, or 2000, but 2024. And the hope is that we will create a whole new mechanism in how to engage with Jamaica, and that united front will bring success to this particular endeavor, but then also serve as a way forward for other types of endeavors. Right?
Do you think you might be available to come on tomorrow to just share a little bit more and then give people your contact info?
Surely.
All right, we'll do that then.
Okay.
All right,
Surely.
let's do that so people can come back tomorrow. So, everyone, again, you've been listening to Diaspora Connection featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans, and we are now going to switch over to the Zohar reading, 30-minute Zohar reading that is hosted by students of the Kabbalah Center. And stand by. So, Neil and Paul, I am going to actually drop this Zoom link, and I'm going to, matter of fact, I'll send you guys the link for the next one, okay? If you'd like to listen to the Zohar as well.
Okay.
All right, my brother.
Blessings.
Cool. Yeah. All right, so let's switch over to this. Okay. Let's see. I hope you guys enjoyed that conversation. It was a very good conversation between Brother Neil and I. Zohar. Okay.
Out 89 in English.
Thank you. And now, Sarah M., would you please read translation for verse 89 in English? Hayay, Sarah.
Thank you. 89 1 so. Come and behold, whoever beholds the form of Adam cannot escape death. That person has to die that instant. For man sees Adam, and the moment that he dies and passes from the world. But Abraham looked at him, saw his form, and lived. He saw a light shining from within the cave and obeying. Then he wanted to dwell in that cave, and his heart and desire were always there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sarah M. And it's 10:30 Eastern time, so it's time to adjourn the connection for the Washington DC Story Group and welcome our friends from Jamaica that will continue with the Zohar reading. Hello, Joshua.
Hey, Brother Chaim, how are you? Good to see you.
I'm fine. Good to hear you as well.
You guys just finished, you were at 89, right? And there wrestled a man with him. Okay.
Well, 89, this is Hayay Sarah.
Kaye Sarah. Okay.
We read chapter 7 on Vayishlach, the senior
of this. Okay,
But
cool.
we didn't finish it because we wanted to continue the reading for our friend Sarah.
Okay. Very good. So let's see. You already gave me the host. That's great. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Chaim. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Joshua.
Hey, thank you so much. And I hear a familiar voice, Brother Chaim from Toronto. You're on. Early.
I'm on. I'm on. I did the last half hour, and I'll be happy to join you for a half hour.
But you're coming on after.
Awesome.
No, not tonight.
Ah.
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
So when you come on Sundays?
I come Sundays and Thursdays.
Oh, so we missed you Sunday. What happened Sunday?
I was driving to Florida. I just got here.
Ah.
Yeah, David took my shift.
Must have come on late because we extended our call for about 10 minutes, 7 to 10 minutes, and there was no host. So I thought it was David.
It was a no-show? No, David takes the shift right after me, and he said that he would cover for me on Sunday night. Yeah, he didn't.
Okay, so he must have come a little later. Maybe a little later. 'Cause I know he switched his job hours, something with his job.
I didn't check. I was actually literally driving on the highway.
Okay. Well, welcome. Yes. Please,
you.
by all means, hang out with us. Appreciate you. I see. Oh, Leah was here. Looks like she left. And Brother Yaron's not here, so it looks like you might be the only Aramaic reader. Yeah. Who was reading with you? Leah, right?
Yeah, Leah, yes.
Yeah. Looks like she left. So that's okay. All right. So welcome everyone, and those of you who are listening on World Vibes Radio and YouTube Live. This is the 30-minute Zohar reading dedicated to Jamaica. And let's see. Let's do this. I'm going to share that so people can see what we're reading. And we're going to start with a prayer from the Ari. Okay. All right, let's see. So that's good there. That's good here. Chat, let's see. Someone wrote something in the chat. Hey, Patrice. Patrice is in Jamaica. Thank you, Patrice, for listening and joining us. And Let's see. Let me just quickly send this out. Brother Chaim, can you read the prayer of the Ari for us, please? Can you see my screen? Actually, no, I'm not sharing it. Hold on.
In English or in Hebrew?
English, please.
Okay.
So that our listeners can connect to it.
All right. Prayer from the Ari. And the consciousness is to open our consciousness to the wisdom so that we can see things greater than what our eyes can see. Our consciousness grows.
Amen. Thank you.
Ruler of the universe and master of all masters, the Father of mercy and forgiveness, we thank you, our God and the God of our fathers, by bowing down and kneeling, that you brought us closer to your Torah and your holy work, and you enabled us to take part in the secrets of your holy Torah. How worthy are we that you grant us with such big favor? That is the reason we plead before you that you will forgive and acquit all sins, and that they shall not bring separation between you and us. And may it be your will before you, our God and the God of our fathers, that you will awaken and prepare our hearts to love and revere you, and may you listen to our utterances, and open our closed heart to the hidden studies of your Torah. And may our study be pleasant before your place of honor, as the aroma of sweet incense. And may you emanate to us light from the source of our soul to all of our being. And may the sparks of your holy servants, through which you revealed your wisdom to the world, shine. May their merit and the merit of their fathers and the merit of their Torah and holiness support us so we shall not stumble through our study. And by their merit enlighten our eyes and our learning, as is stated by King David, the sweet singer of Israel. Open my eyes so that I will see wonders from your Torah, because from his mouth God gives wisdom and understanding. Sorry, I don't see the last part.
How's that?
It's not you, it's my computer.
Oh, okay.
Okay. May the utterance of our mouth and the thoughts of my heart find favor before you, God, my strength and my redeemer.
Amen. Thank you so much. Hey, Brother Yaakov, how are you? Good to see you.
Hello, how are you? Good.
Baruch Hashem, doing well. I mean, look, today was a very special day.
Yes, the 9th of the 9th of the 9th.
That's right. That's right. And I hope everybody on this call had an opportunity to connect to that critical cosmic opening that the Kabbalists have revealed to us. The 9th minute of the 9th hour of the 9th day of the 9th month. And that's why this month, Sagittarius, is called the month of miracles, because of these openings that are available. And as we invite the Rav and Karen, all the Sadiqim, all of our teachers, Moshe Rabbeinu, the Baal Shem Tov, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our patriarchs, may this reading serve to activate all the Zohars that have been distributed all around the world, especially those in Jamaica, and may it awaken within those who have them a desire to study and to reveal the light of the Creator in their lives. And for those of you who have loved ones who you'd like to mention to receive healing or elevation of soul, you may do so now. And I'd like to begin by saying, for the elevation of the soul of my late mom, Miss Barbara Bat Sidney Abraham, and for healing through the conduct of the Mem Haitian, Lisa Bat Sarah and Dahlia Bat Sarah, and the Shekinah that feels the pain of all. Thank you.
Amen.
Anyone else? Healing. Okay, I see Brother Paul has joined us. Brother Paul is in Jamaica. Patrice is in Jamaica. So we have two people currently in Jamaica right now who are on the call, which is wonderful. Thank you, Patrice, and thank you, Paul. And okay. And Marie, Jennifer. Hey, Jennifer. And Sarah, Eartha. More Jamaicans in the house. Yay. All right. So, we're in the portion of Vayishlach, chapter 7. This one is called The Sinew of the Vein. Now, for those of you listening on World Vibes Radio, when we read from the Zohar takes maybe a verse or a concept from out of the Old Testament, out of the 5 books of Moses, and expounds upon it. In this case, this is not a verse from the scripture. This is one of the concepts called the sinew of the vein. And the Zohar helps us to understand a little bit what the text is trying to convey to us, so that we can connect to higher wisdom, higher truth, light. We can connect to light to impact our lives. So this is called the sinew of the vein. This is the synopsis. Rabbi Kia opens a discussion on the significance of the sinew of Jacob's thigh, which we can now identify as a sciatic nerve. Had the sinew not failed Jacob on the night he struggled with Esau's minister, Jacob would have prevailed over Esau's power completely, both on high and here below. Rabbi Shimon then explains that because the energy of Jacob's thigh was broken, the strength of the upholders of the Torah was diminished. As a result, none of the prophets except Moses was able to retain his faculties unimpaired when receiving divine messages. Thus, it is incumbent on the children of Israel to preserve the sinew of the thigh vein. The dark side controls the sciatic nerve in all creatures, including cows, so that none may be defiled by eating or benefiting from it in other ways. In addition, we learn the children of Israel are responsible for preserving the power of the Torah by supporting those who toil in it. Wow. Okay, I love that. Relevance. The sciatic nerve affects the lower back and extends down through the thigh, which supports and upholds the body. The thigh corresponds to the students of a righteous sage who support their master, or to benefactors who financially assist those who engage in Torah study and the revelation of spiritual light. When the dark side seeks to penetrate an individual, it will often attack supporting elements that are not as strong as the person himself. The evil inclination will strike first at our vulnerabilities and weaknesses. These verses fortify our defenses. In addition, we arouse great spiritual light to strengthen those who support the righteous in their endeavor to reveal the light of the Torah to all the world. Wow. How beautiful. All right. So, again, I think, Brother Chaim, you are the only Aramaic reader. Can you start us off at verse 99, please?
I will do. Thank you very much. One unified soul with all their teachers, all the tzaddikim, together in unity and love. על כן, לא יאכלו בני ישראל את גיד הנשה וגומר, כי נגע בכף ירך יעקב בגיד הנשה, ואפילו בהנאה אסיר, ואפילו להווה לחל בה, והמאי יקרא גיד הנשה. כלומר, גיד יהיו מנשה לבני נשה, מפולחנה דמערי הון ותמן הוא יצר הרע רביעה. 99 in English.
Thank you so much. Brother Yaakov, would you like to read 99 in Spanish for us? And then we'll get the English translation after.
Yes.
Please, gracias.
Por tanto, los hijos de Israel no comen el nervio ciático, porque él tocó en el muslo de Jacob el nervio ciático. Está prohibido disfrutarlo o aún darlo a un perro. Pregunta, ¿por qué es llamado nervio ciático? Contesta, el nervio persuade a los hombres para que olviden a su Señor. Aquí yace la inclinación al mal. Verso 100, arameo. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. And Jennifer, good evening. Thanks for being here. Would you like to read verse 99, please? English.
Certainly.
Thank you.
Therefore, the children of Israel eat not of the sinew of the vein, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh, in the sinew of the vein. It is forbidden to enjoy it or even to give it to a dog. He asks, why is it called the sinew of the vein? He answered, the sinew seduces men from serving their master. There lies the evil inclination.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Brother Chaim, 100.
וכיוון דהתדבק עם יעקב, לה אשכח אתר ויאכל להתגברה עלי יעקב, בגין דכל שייפי גופה שאי ליעקב. וכולאו אבו תקיפין, ולה אבו בהון חולשה, מה אבד ויגע בכף ירחו, בגיד אנשה, בזיני ביצר הרע, דיו זיני ועטרי, ומתאמן עתי יצר הרע על בני נשה. 100 English.
Thank you so much. And you know what? Sister Eartha, Sarah Eartha, good evening, my dear. So nice of you to be with us. Can you read verse 100 for us, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It will be my pleasure. One soul. 100. When the angel wrestled with Jacob, he could not find a weak place in his body through which to overcome Jacob, because the parts of his body were all strong and without weakness. And the clipper takes hold only in a place of want and weakness. What did he do then? He touched the hollow of his thigh, the sinew of the vein, his own kind, that is the evil inclination, which is his own kind, and there is a place of the evil inclination from where it comes to harm people. End of 100.
Wow, I tell you, beautiful. Chaim, 101, please. Oops.
Thank you.
1 second. There we go. Oh, yeah.
ובגין כך אמרה אורייתא, לא יאכלו בני ישראל את גיד הנשה. כמדא אמרו, חבריה בשייפין דבר נש, דרמיז לילה, אי תב תב ואי ביש ביש, ובגין כך כל שייפה מתקיף שייפה. ודאי גיד הנשה מתקיף ליצר הרע, דהו זיני, ובני ישראל לא יאכלו לי, דלאו אינון מסתרי ומזינאי, אבל אמין על עבודה זרה יאכלו לי. דהיהו מסתרה ומזינה דמלאכה דלהון. דהיהו סמך מם בגין לתקפה בלבהון. 101 in English, please.
Thank you so much. And Sarah M., are you out there? Would you like to read, or are you just listening? Okay, maybe she's just listening. Anne Marie, good evening. Are you listening, or would you like to read 101?
Okay, I'm back. I'd like to read if it's possible.
Please, verse 101.
Okay, verse 101. For that reason, the Torah reads, therefore the children of Israel, I don't know what that is.
Eat.
How do I say?
Eat.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Is okay.
Yeah, I don't
Eat.
know why that's
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I'll start. Therefore, the children of Israel eat not of the sinew of the vein. The friend said that a man's body parts allude to higher places. If the member is good, it draws goodness. If it be evil, it draws evil. Thus, each animal member we eat strengthens the corresponding member of the man who eats it. Assuredly, the sinew of the vein strengthens the evil inclination, which is its own kind. And therefore the children of Israel do not eat it. But the heathen nations may eat it, as they are of the side and kind of their angel Samikmem, for it strengthens their hearts. End of passage.
Thank you so much, Anne-Marie. Chaim, 102, please.
בגין דאית בברנש, רומח שייפין לקבל רומח פיקודין דאורייתא. דינון למעבד יתאהבו לקבל רומח מלאכין, דהתלבשת בהון שכינתה, ושמה דלהון כשמה דמרי הון. 102 English.
Thank you so much. And Janita, Good evening. It's been a while. Oh, actually, you read the English or you read Spanish? Janita?
Thank you so much. One soul.
That's right. Okay.
102. Man has 248 members in his body corresponding to 248 positive utterances in the Torah, to the to the Torah, and to the 248 angels with whom the Shekinah is clothed, named after their master. End of verse. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anne Marie. Chaim, 103.
ויפלבר ש"ה גידין ולכבלי ש"ה פיקודין דלאו אינון התייבו למעבד ולקבל ש"ה יומי שתה והתשעה באב חד מנהון דהיהו לקבל סמך מן דהיהו חד מהנון ש"ה מהלכין ובגין כך אמרה אורייתא לא יאכלו בני ישראל את גיל הנשה את להסגאה תשעה באב דלה אכלין בי ולה שתין 103 English.
Thank you so much. Brother Paul from San Fran. 103, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Joshua. Hello. Verse 103, one soul. There are 365 sinews corresponding to 365 prohibitory precepts, and the sinew of the vein is one of them. They correspond to the 365 days of the year, that is, together with the 10 penitentiary days, the 9th of Av being one of them. It corresponds to the angel Samech Mem, who is one of the 365 angels ruling over his 365 days of the year. The 9th of Av is one of the days of the year, and the sinew of the vein is one of the 365 sinews. Both belong to the same category. Thus, the Torah reads, therefore the children of Israel mean eat not of the sinew of the vein. The particle et, the, here, includes the 9th of Av when it is forbidden to eat and drink, being in the same category as the sinew of the vein. End verse. Thank you.
Thank you. Chaim, 104.
ובגין כך חזק קודשה ברכו קולה, ונרמז בהון רמז ליעקב, ויאבק איש עמו בכל יום השתה, ובכל שייפין דיעקב, ולה אשכח בר ההוא גיד הנשה. מיד תשש חילי דיעקב, וביומה שתעה, אשכח יום תשעה באב, דבי יתתקף ויתגזר דינה עלנה. ויתחרב במקדשה וכל מה דאכיל בתשעה באב, כאילו האכיל גיד הנשה. רבי יחיא אמר, אלמלא לה יתחלש חילה דד יעקב, הווה יתקיים יעקב לגבי ויתבר חילה דעשיו לעילה ותתה. 104 English.
Thank you so much. And let's see. Okay, it means we're back to. Okay, I see a 646 number here. 646. Are you just listening, or would you like to read this English verse? 606 is muted when asked to unmute. Offering the 646-663 646-637-7976 an opportunity to read. I guess they must be just listening. Okay, so we've gone through everyone. So Jennifer, verse 104, please.
Okay. The Holy One, blessed be He, saw it all, and there is a hint to Jacob in the verse, and there wrestled a man with him all the days of the year and with all of Jacob's members, but found no place to hold on to, but the sinew of the vein. Immediately Jacob's strength diminished. Among the days of the year, he found the 9th of Av, when S was stronger and we were sentenced and the temple destroyed. He who eats on the 9th of Av eats as if of the sinew of the vein. Rabbi Kia said, had the strength of Jacob's thigh not weakened, Jacob would have prevailed, and Esau's power would not have been broken above and below. end of English.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Esau's power.
Thank you so much. Chaim, 105, please.
Thank you. רבי שמעון פתח ואמר, כמראה הקשת אשר יהיה בענן ביום הגשם, כן מראה הנוגע סביב הוא מראה דמות כבוד השם, ואראה ואפול על פניי וגומר. היקרא יטמע, אבל תחזה, דעה כתיב, ולא קם נביא עוד בישראל כמשה. מה בין משה לשאר נביאי עלמה? משה הסתכל באספקלריה דנערה שאר נביאי, להבוא מסתכלי אלא באספקלריה דלנערה. משה עבר שמה וקאם על רגלוי, וכלי התתקף ועבה ידה מילה על בוראי, כמה דכתיב ומראה ולא בחידות. שאר נביאי האבו נפלי על אנפיו, והתחלה שחילה דנהון, ולה הבו יכלה לקיימה על בוראי דמילה. מן גרם לומדה, בגין דכתיב כי נגר בכף ירך יעקב, והוא צולע על ירחו. 105 English.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Sarah Eartha, 105, please. Sarah Eartha?
Oh, sorry, I was reading. I didn't realize I was muted.
105.
105. Rabbi Shimon opened the discussion with the verse, as the appearance of the bow that is in the cloud in the day of rain, so was the appearance of the brightness round about. That this was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of Hashem. And when I saw it, I fell upon my face. We have already studied this verse, yet come and behold, it is written, and there arose not a prophet since in Israel like Moses. He asked, what is the difference between Moses and the other prophets? He answers, Moses looked into a clear mirror, Zerah and Pin. The other prophets beheld only a clouded mirror, the Nukva. Moses heard the prophecy standing, and his power was strengthened. He understood the matter thoroughly, as it is written, manifestly and not in the dark speeches. The other prophets fell upon their faces at the time of prophecy and became weak because they could not understand it clearly. This was because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh and he limped upon his thigh. End of 105.
Brother Chaim, 106, please.
וכל עינון נביאין, לה יחילו לקיימה על מה דזמין קודשה ברכו למעבד לילה עשיו. בר עובדיה נביאה דאבה גיוראה דעתי מסתרה דעשיו. דקה אם בקיומי עלי דעשיו ולה התקלה שכלי. 106 English.
Thank you. And Anne-Marie, 106?
Thank you. 106. No prophet knew what the Holy One, blessed be he, was destined to do to Esau, except the prophet Obadiah, who was a proselyte from the side of Esau. He understood clearly what pertained to Esau, yet his strength did not diminish, as recorded in the book of Obadiah. End of 106.
Thank you. Chaim, 107.
ועל דא כל שאר נביאי התחלשתו כפאיו ולהבו יכלין להתקיימה לקבלה מילה על בוראי כדקה יאות, מה יטמע בגין כי נגע בכף ירך יעקב בגין הנשה, ונשיא ושאיב כל חילי דיערכה, ועל דא ידבר חילה דיערכה וישתער צולע על ירחו. דהה כל נביאין דעלמה, לה יכילו להידבק ולקיימה בי. תחזה נביאין כולו בר משה, לה קיימו בתוקפאיו כדקה חזה. 107 English.
Thank you. And Sarah M., we didn't get you in the previous one. Are you still out there, or are you just listening? Sarah M.?
I'm here.
Would you like to read 107?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. One sec. This is why the The other prophets were wicked, wicked and could not perceive and grasp the prophecy as they ought. The reason is that he touches the hollow of Jacob's tide and the sinew of the vein, away the power of the tide. The power of the tide broke, leaving him limping, and on his tide, on his tide, and all the prophets in the world limited in their conceptions and understanding. Come and behold, all the prophets except Moses failed to understand matters. Thank you.
Thank you. And we have time for one more. Brother Chaim, 108, please. Chaim, you're on mute.
Oh, so sorry. ומאן דלאי באורייתא ולית מאן דסמיך ליה ולה ישתכח מאן דעתל מלאי לכיסאי לאית תקפה על דא אורייתא כמשתחה בכל דרה ודרה בהתחלש תוקפה דאורייתא כל יומה ויומה בגין דלית לא נינון דלן בה על מה דסמכינו מלכו וחייבה יתתקף בכל יומה ויומה כמה גרים חובדה ובגין דלית מן דסמיך לאורייתא כדקאיות אינון סמכין חלשין וגרמין להתקפה להוא דלית לה שוקין ורגלין לקיימה על היו 108 in English.
Thank you. And Janita, 108, please.
Thank you. 108. One soul. There is no one to support the students of the Torah. There is no one to support the students of the Torah, to give them money for their needs in their pockets and thereby strengthen them. The Torah is forgotten with every generation, and its power is daily diminished. Because the students of the Torah have no support, the secret of he limped upon his thigh is that no one gives support and strength for the students of the Torah, and they are unable to continue to study. Therefore, the evil kingdom grows stronger every day. Behold, what this sin causes. When no one supports the Torah, Zerampin properly, the supports of Zerampin are weakened. That is, Netak and Hod of Zerampin called supports, and as a result, he who has no legs or thighs, on which to stand, the primordial serpent is thereby strengthened. End of the verse. Thank you.
Thank you, Janita, and thank you, everyone. That brings us to the top of the hour. We're actually beyond that. So, Chaim, you'll be taking over? No. This is not you.
No.
So this should be, again, David.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's Tuesday.
He usually comes after me.
On Tuesday?
Yeah, and then you on Sunday.
Okay. All right.
Which David?
Spanish.
Yeah.
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 I don't know.
Toronto, right?
No. I think he's Florida.
Florida, yes. I think you're right.
Miami.
Yeah. I think so. I think you're right. Yeah. I remember he said that. I think his work hours had shifted. And he was a few minutes late. But yeah, actually, you know what?
David Sanchez.
Oh, David Sanchez. Wow.
That's my David on Sunday.
Oh. David Sanchez, interesting. Okay. Then you know what? Let's just continue. See if he shows up. Can you read 109, please?
Yes, I'd like to say something brief if I can.
Please, of course. Always.
Okay. Parashat Vayishlach, right? And I think this is going to go right back to what we just read right now in 108. Parashat Vayishlach. So if you just read the literal translation, Vayishlach Yaakov Malachim, and Jacob sends like messengers, basically angels, to Esav, basically trying to warn him, listen, Esav, I know you want to kill me, but I'm very powerful. I just survived 20 years with Lavan, who's one of the most negative people on the planet, and I toughed through it. I'm rich, I'm strong, and I'm going to confront you, and I'm not the weak, brother that you knew when I ran from you.
Interesting. Go ahead.
Right. So that's the literal story. But again,
Right.
we know that the Torah is a cosmic code. We're never going to want to take the literal story. It means nothing to us because Rabbi Shimon tells us if we wanted to write a great story, there's so many better stories to tell, so many better, so many better spy thrillers and writers on TV write way better than the Torah writes. And it's not about a history lesson, not what happened in history or a timeline of events. So what is it? It's a cosmic code, right? And the cosmic code has to be encoded for us, every single soul in humanity. This cannot be limited to something that happened in past in history, and it cannot be limited to these characters or these people. This is what's happening inside of ourselves. What is the messenger? What do we send out into the universe? When we read the Zohar, when we participate in unlocking the secrets of Torah, we are participating to bring the end of pain, suffering, chaos, disease, imbalance, war, the end of all negativity into humanity. We are awakening and connecting the consciousness of humanity to the tree of life.
Amen.
That's what we're doing. When we're sending out this energy, when we read Zohar, we're sending out that vibration. We're sending out that consciousness. The quantum tells us that when we send things into the cosmic pool of thoughts, into the universe, we shift humanity's thinking. It's cosmic, it's an energy. It doesn't change. And now the question becomes for us personally, what messages do we receive? How do we receive greater messages? We're all faced with decisions we constantly have to make on a daily basis, right? Do I go right? Do I go left? Should I take the job, not the job? Should I go out with her, not go out with her? What do I need to do? Every moment of every day, we're faced with decisions. How do we make better decisions if we're only using our five senses and our limited perception? We cannot make the best decisions. So how do we make better decisions? We connect ourselves to the tree of life. That's what it just said before about who Moses was. He was constantly connected to the tree of life. How do we connect with the tree of life regularly when we have a decision to make, when we have a choice to make? How do we connect with that? And the very, very simple first step must always be, before we make the decision, speak with the Creator. Ask from the Creator, give me guidance, give me direction, give me a path, show me what I need to do. And then no matter what we do, we'll always fall into the better path. We'll always fall into a good path. And we've got to have that certainty. Please, Joshua.
No, really, that is amazing. Thank you. I just finished sharing with our listeners on the radio, on World Vibes Radio. We were talking about Genesis, 3:22, where the Creator says, "Behold, the man has become like one of us, to know both good and evil. Now, hopefully, he will take also from the tree of life, eat, and then live forever." Right?
Yeah.
So it's, man was supposed to eat from the tree of knowledge.
Had to.
You have to.
The Kabbalists actually argue about that question. Was it possible for Adam to not have sinned, what we call a sin, but we know it's a code, right? Was it possible that Adam would not have connected with the tree of knowledge, good and evil? Was it possible? And the Kabbalists say no, it was not possible, because no matter what, we have to go through a process of earning the light, the endless world. We need to go through a process of earning that. And that process, is us doing this type of work, this spiritual work, where we are connecting the human consciousness to the tree of life. And then when we are faced with choices, again, connect our consciousness with the tree of life by asking the Creator to give us the guidance, to give us the message. That's what Jacob does. Jacob's not he's not worried about facing a negative brother or an evil brother. He's worried that he is not connected to the Creator. That's what he wants to check. He's checking himself. I am connecting with the Creator. I am strong. I am Jacob. I have to succeed. It's not maybe. I have responsibility.
Yep.
And I'm going to take that responsibility and I'm going to confront it. So many times we want to run away from the discomfort, run away from what we don't want to confront. But confronting it gives us power, gives us strength, it gives us restriction, and then we face our process. We face our tikkun. We face our challenge. And when we face our challenge, there's only one partner I want beside me when I'm facing that challenge, and that is the Creator.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
So
No, thank you for sharing that.
Let's inject that into this reading and give everybody the support of that consciousness.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Brother Chaim. Verse 109, please.
פתח ואמר, ויאמר השם אלוהים אל הנחש, כי עשית זאת, ארור אתה מכל הבהמה וגומר, על גחונך תלך. מהי על גחונך תלך? דאי תעברו סמכין דילי, וכציצו רגלוי ולט לי על מה דכאן. כד ישראל לה בען, לשמחה לי לא הייתה עינון יאבין לי, סמכין ושועין לקיימה ולהתקפה בהו. 109 English.
Thank you so much. And I'd like to welcome Lisa Ashker to the call. Lisa, do you read English or Aramaic?
I read English. Thank you so much.
Okay, would you like to read verse 109?
Sure, thank you.
Sure.
He began the discussion with the verse, and Hashem Elohim said to the serpent, because you have done this, you are cast above all cattle. Upon your belly shall you go. Bereshit 3:14. He asks, what is the meaning of, upon your belly shall you go? He answers, the supports were broken, its legs were cut off, and it had nothing to stand on. Thus, when Israel do not support the Torah, that is, provide for those who are occupied in its studies, they strengthen the serpent by giving its legs on which to stand, and for the other side is built on lacking holiness.
Thank you so much. And Brother Chaim, again, I want to point out, I was just sharing with our listeners on the radio during my radio program that you see when the scriptures talk about cursing, it's funny because the guest I had on the call mentioned about God cursing, man, and the serpent and Eve, and I said, but God doesn't curse. How can God, which is infinite source of love and giving, curse? I said, but it's written that way. I said, well, yes, it is. And like you said, we cannot take it for face value. It's a code. And I was sharing with people how they should read the scriptures. And again, if you start with the Creator being an infinite force of love and giving, how can he curse? Right? How can he get angry? What do these things mean? They don't mean as they say. And we have to think about that. But we have to start with understanding that the Creator doesn't get frustrated, the Creator doesn't get angry, the Creator doesn't curse. Right?
These things are the effect of human behavior. When we speak about a curse is created by man. It's not created by the Creator. What the curse is a disconnection from the Creator, a disconnection from miracles. So when we act in a selfish, egotistical, totally for myself alone behavior. It's the opposite energy of what the Creator is, which is total sharing force, total love, total giving, so that we create a curse upon ourselves so that we don't experience that love and that blessing and that energy for them. We're creating that curse. Anger is when we are again, not that the Creator cannot be angry. Angry means judgment.
That's right.
However, judgment is when cause and effect have no time between them. And cause and effect come together, and the result is instant. Again, we decide that judgment will happen by not injecting love. Love is mercy. Love gives us space to correct so that we don't face the immediate cause and effect of our own creation. So again, these are what humanity's actions create and how we interact with the Creator, but we can never change the force of the Creator. It's only one force, endless sharing,
giving, love.
but that doesn't change. We cannot change that. How we experience that creates the anger, how we perceive it, or the curse because we're creating it upon ourselves. That is the power of humanity. Our free choice is to choose. We want to connect with this energy of love and goodness and kindness. We have to act that way. And if we don't want to connect with that energy, then we don't act that way and we are doomed to darkness.
I tell you, if you were listening, it sounds as if you were listening to my radio program because we talked about this exact same thing. We talked about how the framework is built upon this cause and effect. And when we receive an action or a quote unquote judgment or a situation that is negative or feels negative to us, it's the system that's just reacting to our behavior.
Exactly.
You know, not God doing it, but the system that's in place that is acting, reacting, I should say, to our actions. Amazing. Beautiful. I mean, the Zohar is just so amazing. We read the English, so
110,
verse 110. Yep, thank you.
ככה זה, כמה הקימו וכהקימו יתקעקם בהוא לליה, ההוא דרכאב נחש לכבלי דיעקב. די הוא הווידע, דכתיב הכל כל יעקב וידיים מידי עשיו. ויהי פסיק כלה דיעקב, כדין וידיים מידי עשיו, בגין כך יסתעקל לאכול סיטרין, להבשעה ליל יעקב ולהפסקה כלאי. 110 English.
Thank you, Brother Yaakov. Would you like to read 110 in Spanish for us?
Yes.
Thank you.
Ven y ve cuánto engaño y maldad empleó ese jinete de la serpiente Sam contra Jacob esa noche. Conocía bien el versículo. La voz es la voz de Jacob, pero las manos son las manos de Sam. Lo cual significa que si la voz de Jacob, la voz de la Torá, es interrumpida, el poder es transferido a las manos de Esab. Por tanto, buscó en todos lados para dañar a Jacob y detener la voz de su Torá. Verso 1:11, Arameo.
Thank you. I'm going to have someone read the English. I want to welcome Abby and Alma to the call. Either of you would like to read? Abby, would you like to read 110 in English, or are you just listening?
Listening.
Okay, Abby, thank you so much for being here. Alma, what about you? Are you listening? Alma?
Yes, I'm driving. I'm just listening. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine. Not a problem. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening. Appreciate you. Okay. Aisha?
Yes.
Would you like to read verse 110?
Sure, no problem. Come and behold, how much deceit and crookedness did that rider of the serpent, Samuel, employ against Jacob that night. He knew well the verse, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. Bereshit 27:22. Which means that if the voice of Jacob, the voice of the Torah, is interrupted, power is transferred to the hands of Esau. He therefore searched on every side to harm Jacob and stop the voice of his Torah.
Awesome. And for future reference, you see that word Samael?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't pronounce that word. We actually say maybe the Hebrew letters, the Samic Mem, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because that is
Samic Mem, that's what we say.
Samic Mem, yeah. Or we can
Is
say
there a reason
S.
for that?
Yes, well, this is the name of the dark angel. This is the evil inclination, and we don't pronounce the name. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for
You're very
informing me.
welcome. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Where are you located?
London?
It's late there.
Well, it's early morning, yes. Yes.
Yeah, wow. I should say early.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Thank you for being here. Brother Chaim, 111, please.
Thank you. And yeah, of course, Aisha, you're not supposed to necessarily know that, but we don't say the name because it draws energy, and we don't want to awaken that energy. That's what it is. So, of course, if we say it, it's not nothing terrible happens, but we're just drawing energy, and we prefer not to draw energy to that force, to that energy force. That's what it is.
Thank you for that clarity, Chaim. Appreciate that.
111 Aramaic. וכמה לי תקיף בחולה, דרואין מסתרא דה ומסתרא דה דינון תקפין, גופה די תקף בעיניהו וכמה תוקפה דאורייתא, והתתקף בחולה כדי וירא כי לא יכול לו. מה עבד מיד ויגע בכף ירחו, דיתחכם לקיבלי אמר כיוון דיתבהרו סמכין דאורייתא. מיד אורייתא לה יתתקף וכדין יתקיים מה דאמר אבוהון, הכל כל יעקב הידיים מידי עשיו. והיה כאשר תריד ופרקת ולא מעל צוואריך. 111 English.
Thank you. And Brother Paul Sanfran, 111, please.
Thank you very much. 111. He found him strong in every respect. He saw that his arms on this side and that side, Chesed and Gvura, called Abraham and Isaac, are strong. He saw the body, the secret of Yaakov, who connects the two arms and strengthened between them. He saw the power of his Torah strong in every respect and was afraid lest he would not prevail against him. What did he do? At once he touched the hollow of his thigh, the supports of the Torah. He employed cunning against him, saying, now that the supports of the Torah are broken, the Torah can no longer be strong, and their father's words shall be fulfilled. The voice of Jacob's voice, the voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau, and it shall come to pass when you have the dominance that you shall break his yoke from off your back, off your neck. End verse. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Chaim, 112.
ובדה יתחכם לקיבלי יעקב דהה וגידי דבר חילה דאורייתא, אזל ויתתקף עשיו, וחד חמד אלי אכילה לאורייתא, כדין חליש תוקפה דינון דסמכין לה, וחד לה ישתכח מן דסמיך לאורייתא, כדין לה יהא כל יעקב, ויהון ידיים ידי עשיו. 112 English.
Thank you so much. And we got everyone here. We're back to, oh wait, Sarah M., did you read? Sarah M.? Your mic is unmuted, but I don't hear you. Okay. So, Jennifer, 112, please.
Okay. He acted craftily against Jacob, for in order to break the power of the Torah, Esau grew stronger. When he saw he could not hurt the Torah, he weakened those who supported its students. For when there is no support to be found for the students of the Torah, there will be none of Jacob's voice, but the hands will be the hands of Esau. End of English 112.
Wow, thank you. Chaim 113.
וחד חמה יעקב אחי, כד סלק צפרה עד כף בי, ויתגבר עלי עד דהיהו ברכלי, ועודי לי על עינון ברכן, ואמר לי, לא יעקב יאמר עוד שמך כי אם ישראל. לאו יעקב בהקימו, אלא בגאוותה ותוקפה דלית מן דיאכל לך. 113 English.
Thank you. And Aisha 113, please.
Sure. When Jacob saw this, he struck and overpowered him at dawn, until he blessed him and confirmed to him the blessings, saying, Your name shall no more be called Jacob, but Israel. Bereshit 32:29. This means your name is no longer Jacob, which indicates deceit, as it is written, for he has supplanted Heb Yaakaveni me these 2 times. Bereshit 27:36. But Israel, which means with pride and might, for no one can prevail against you. For the name Israel indicates pride and authority, as it is written, for you have contended Hebsarita with Elohim and with men, and have prevailed.
Thank you so much. Chaim 114.
וככה זה, מהי נחש כמה חלאין מתפרשן לכל סתר, וישתכחו בעלמה לגבי בני נשה. ובעינן לקיימה להוא גיד הנשד, אף על גב דקרב בהוא דרחב, על חיביה קיים, איהו יתקיים בגאוון ולה יתעבר. 114 English.
Thank you. Anne Marie 114, please.
Thank you. 114, 1 soul. Come and behold, the serpent releases many armies to all sides. They abide in the world among men. It is incumbent upon us then to maintain the sinew of the vein, because although the rider of this serpent, Samic man, approached it, it has not lost its color and is still intact. End of 114.
Thank you. Chaim 115.
וחילה בעינן להתתקפה בעלמה ולהחזאה כי שערית עם אלוהים ועם אנשים בתוכל וחד חמי דהה לה יתעבר ולה יתאכל ההוא אתר כדין יתבר חילי ותוקפי ולה יחל להבאשה לבנוי דיעקב ועדה לה בעינן למיהב דוכתה לבריאתה דעלמה למיכל לב ולה להתנאה מנעי כלל. 115 English.
Thank you. And Brother Paul of San Fran 115, please.
Thank you. Verse 115, it behooves us to increase the power of holiness in the world and to show that you have contended with Elohim and with man and have prevailed. When he sees that the sinew of the vein is intact, as light is drawn on it to preserve it and the place is not consumed, that is, if people refrain from eating it, then the power and vigor of Samachmem is broken and he is unable to harm the children of Israel. Thus, the inhabitants of the world cannot eat the sinew of the vein and enjoy it. End verse, thank you.
Wow. Chaim 116.
רבי יסר סבא דרש, כי נגע בכף ירך יעקב, כתיב אחר כי נגע בכף וכתיב התם, כל הנוגע באמת בנפש האדם וגומר. מה להלן מסעבה, עוף אחר נמי מסעבה, תסעב ההוא אתר, ומאתר מסעבה לית לן להתנערה מנעי כלל, כמו שאמר, באתר דקרב ההוא סתר מסעבה, והורייתה לה כאמר. אלא כי נגע וכתיב ויגע בכף ירחו כמה דתמר, וכל אשר ייגע בו הטמא יטמא. בריך רחמנה דיאהב אורייתה לישראל, למזכי בה בעלמא דן ובעלמא דעתי. כמה דכתיב אורך ימים במינה, בשמאלה עושר וכבוד. 116.
Thank you. And and Jennifer 116, please.
Rabbi Yesa Sabah explained that the verse touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh is similar to the verse, whoever touches the dead body of any man that has died, both refers to impurity because S has defiled that place, the sinew of the vein, and no enjoyment may be derived from an unholy place, particularly if the side of defilement S has touched the place. The Torah does not add more than that, for he touched, as in, he touched the hollow of his thigh, which is similar to, and whatever the unclean person touches shall be unclean. Hence, we learn that S defiles this place by touching it. Blessed be the merciful one who gave the Torah to Israel to merit this world and the world to come, as it is written, length of days in her right hand, and in her left hand are riches and honor. Love that.
And
Thank you.
that is beautiful because we ended chapter 7. Beautiful, right on time. It's now 11:29, and I see some people coming in, hopefully, I think, for the next call. So I want to thank you all for being here. Brother Chaim, thank you for hanging out with us and reading Aramaic for us because you turned out to be the only reader. So thank you very much. And everyone,
Yes.
I really appreciate you being here. Today was a very special day. I hope you were able to take advantage of it. And wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Brother Chaim.
you.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you
Yes.
guys for
Thank
the
you.
insight.
Good night.
Thank you.
Okay, Brother Yaakov.
And
So
Thank you.
So do you know who the host should be, Chaim?
No, I don't. Ask the new people, Cecilia.
Okay,
Maybe
Cecilia.
you know, just came on.
Yeah, Cecilia. I
Lectura
would. Hello.
sí, lectura en español.
Okay, because I'd like to pass the host to someone. Chaim, are you going to be on?
Okay.
Are you staying on?
No.
No, okay. So,
Okay, you can pass it to me. I'm gonna stay on.
okay,
I
Alma,
can
thank
wait
you
for
so
the next
much.
call. No
Thank
worries.
you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Shabbat tov, everyone.
All right.
Thank
Chaim,
you.
have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week.
You too, Joshua.
All right, my
Blessings.
brother. Love you. Cool.
Love you.
Okay, everyone. So I stopped share. Did I stop sharing yet? Yes, I did. So Alma, you are the host now.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and let's see. I don't know. You don't have an Aramaic reader.
Don't worry. Don't
Okay.
worry. I mean, I'll post the invitation to whoever is available.
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully somebody shows up.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you so
Not to
much,
worry.
Yaakov. Take care, brother. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Mhm.
Pues vamos a ver quién. No sé de quién es esta hora.
All right. So for those of you on World Vibes Radio, that was 30 minutes, actually 1 hour worth of Zohar reading. We normally go from 10:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. It is now 11:30 p.m. So, yeah. If you'd like to hear more about the Zohar and about the teachings of Kabbalah, join us every Tuesday and Wednesday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern. So we're here again tomorrow, where we'll continue the conversation with Brother Neil and Brother Paul. Until next time, this has been Diaspora Connection featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans with Joshua. Good night.